Alright, and hey there, Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here, and we are back for another video of the Twilight Princess HD Let's Play. And if you did miss out during the last one, well, we went and taken our very first step into the Twilight world, and we also did get to go and meet up with Minda here, and got to go and learn a little bit about how the different functionalities work between with Minda and also having Wolf Link. So now we're all the way back now into Ordon Village, into our regular time, but some things are going to be a little bit different now, because since we're not really in our human form state at this point, it seems like the villagers don't really like having Wolf Link around, and they're going to cause a little bit of some annoying problems out here, and you want to be a little bit careful with that. Now, I want to say that there's going to be one certain villager in particular that will go and try to use that specialty grass that we went and used from previously before to call up with that hawk or that falcon that we went and used from the last time. But yeah, so that type of animal right there is going to go and start flying around and start causing up with some grief. So be careful, because you don't really want to get yourself injured by that. And I believe you do actually lose out on hearts by the hawk. That's going to be happening from there. But I think when we get into Ordon Village, we do have to go and find two people that will actually go and tell us exactly where we could go and grab the sword or the shield, because Minda does need that for us to go and continue onwards throughout our adventure. And not only that, but we do have the ability to actually talk to animals now, since we are going to be as Wolf Link form here. And now, there's some good, interesting things that you could go and talk to some of the different animals with. Not really all that too important. There's nothing really all that too main wise objectively within here. It's just getting extra more information on different other things that are happening so far within other places or towns or anything around out here for at this point. But so yeah, if you guys do go and see, there is that guy right there. He's going to be the one that's going to be trying to use that specialty grass to call upon on that hawk there. Now, there's two different places to go and figure out where our main type of objective items are going to need to be. One of them is going to have to be over at the far end house, which we are going to have to go and speak on over to with. And then we also have the other one that is going to be over at where I think his name is Russell, well, also with Colin's house that we have to go and reach on over as well too. So we'll have to reach on over to there to pick up with the sword. But now, what we have to go and do is with this guy and also with this friend here, we just need to make sure to just kind of just slowly walk on up into where they need to go and talk, and then we get the information for exactly what we do need. Now, with these two videos for today, not only are we going to be doing out here with just Twilight Princess, but we're also, of course, going to be going and doing some more of what Nova Hoenn is going to be all about as well, too. And while we do go and head on into the Twilight world, we are going to be learning the very first of many of how the Vessel of Light and how we're going to be able to use the different tiers of light to basically make how the different gods are going to be able to get activated and get unlocked later throughout the game, so that we can at least be able not to have this whole annoying Twilight situation becoming a factor all that too much, so that we can at least use Link throughout other different parts of the world. Now, I think around here we can't really go and do anything to go and disturb the guy right now, so we kind of have to walk around a little bit, and there should be, yeah, so here we go. So he's going to say, monster! But we're not so much of a monster in a way, but unfortunately he's going to go and call up on his friend here, which that's not good. And now it's going to start trying to attack us. So we better make a run for it. Now, the good thing is that this hawk doesn't really have a lot of draw distance, so we can just let the hawk just go and stay far away from us for right now. But now let's go and jump all the way up here. And now we just need to go and make sure to go and scare this guy away. And there he goes. We just went and scared him like a chicken out here. And yeah, now this is going to be the first of many times that we're going to be having to use the howling formation. Now, there is going to be other different times later throughout this game where we are going to have to use the howling type of things, because there is going to be a stone, I believe, actually known as the howling stone, and each of those different stones are going to be basically giving some useful type of stuff later, because I think there's a friendly skeleton that's going to be here that is actually transformed into a wolf, which we'll have to go and speak to with, that I think we'll be able to get different special other useful useful tactics within our wolf, and I think also as well too, we'll be able to learn special songs as well to kind of hear about what's happening from there. But yeah, I'll try to remind myself a little bit more about what those type of halloween stones are all about, because I think there's like other things as well too, not just only with just the friendly skeleton guy that we have to go and meet up with most of the times out here. But yeah, so there's the first of many things. That is gonna have to be with the shield, so we're gonna have to go and jump all the way up there for that. And there we go, made it. Now, the way to get on out from here is that we actually have to jump on out of that window. And I totally forgot about that the window is basically our exit point from here. I thought that there was going to have to be like a dig formation or something that we have to go and do for now, but that's not going to be the case. But there we go. Let's head on out from here, and there we go. Just jump right on out into the pond down below. And now we have to go and head on over to where I think his name is Russell, I believe. Head on over here to this place. And now be careful, because I believe I think his name is Russell, is going to be showing up around just within this location here, and you just kind of have to just make sure that you just like at least sneak around him without you trying to get spotted by it. I think the wife is somewhat okay, because like even though they are going to get like right up close to like where she's at, I don't think she's going to hardly ever see you, unless if you start getting like really up close to like what's going to be happening. But we want to make sure that we get that sword, and just slowly but surely we'll make it through here. Okay, so now we're just going to have to probably just at least kind of somewhat run around here. There we go. And just like that, it's all set and good. There should be a digging spot just right here. And there we are. And I think this is where we're going to be able to just go and pick up with that sword that we are going to be having right here. And just like that, we got both of our two main items, the Ordon sword and the Ordon shield. So perfect. So now what is going to happen here is that we're going to have to go and start reaching our way back over to the Twilight world. But before we can go and do that, there's going to be another one of those god type of Twilight creatures that are going to be here that we're going to have to go and speak to with. And his name is going to be Ordana, I think that's what his name is. I think that's one of the first of many gods that we're going to have to go and speak to with. And then he's going to kind of let us know about like some things that are going to happen within this game. And then later on, once we go and jump into the Twilight world, then we have to go and help out with Farron, so that we can at least get his god form at least somewhat back into his type of state, so that we can actually be able to go and take care of the Twilight that's going on around within that area. Alright, and here we go. So now we're going to have to learn about how the whole Shadow Beast things are going to work now. Now remember when I would have told you guys during the last episode that even though that we met up with those shadow beings right there, we're not going to have to go and do too much about with it for right now, but now we're going to have to go and actually worry about what is happening right here. Now, every time that we go and ever see one of these type of red portals here, each of those different portals are going to at least be somewhat of a teleportation area at some point to go and reach back to some of the areas that we could go a little bit faster without ever having to go and really worry about ever having to walk back to there ever again. So now, since we already went and knocked out with one of the first of many of these shadow beasts there, or the shadow beings that are here, we're now going to be able to go and have a free teleporter, and also rescuing out one of the other different gods here. Now this part is always takes a little bit of some time. Now, I'm not really too entirely certain on what type of animal that Ordana is all about. I think it's supposed to be like one of those goats that I think we've originally seen before during our time of like the whole like Ordon Ranch and everything that we've been running on into, and I think that's what his type of animal is all about here, right? I want to say that like the one part of like of these different like type of gods are going to be the one with the snake, because that one I want to say is a pretty creepy guy, if I have to say so, because like we're going to be seeing like the reason why that this whole game is rated teen for teen to begin with. Huh. I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought normally that these type of shadow beings here are normally afraid of the light to begin with, so I wonder why that they're walking in regular time out here. So now, I believe Ordana is now going to actually tell us that we'll have to go and try to rescue out on Farron, I think, and that's going to help ourselves out by actually at least continuing onwards throughout the Farron Woods now, because we're almost getting pretty much close to where the Force Temple is going to be. And just like that, gonna disappear. And I think we can be able to go and talk back to these guys anyways, I think so, right? I don't think they'll be absolutely disappear forever, but... But anyways, let's go and run out of here for now. But, yeah, but from the very beginning, if you guys did go and see, we got to go and battle out with some of those Bulblins, and during our way of Hyrule Field, we will be seeing more of those Bulblins later on, and they will be, like, riding on, like, different horses, and also on different, like, boars and stuff like that. We are going to be riding on one of those boars at some point. I don't think we'll be able to do it right away just yet, because normally those boars are mainly more so of, I want to say, in the Gerudo Desert type of area, or maybe a little bit later throughout the whole Hyrule Field part. But I know that we're not going to be able to see those guys riding around with the boars just yet. But yeah, so here we are. Now we're back in the Twilight World here in Farron Woods. And this whole place is all covered in Twilight at this point. And we do need... What the heck? Midna, stop clowning around, man. Just fooling around with our equipment. You know that we're going to have to use that, right there, Midna? Because once I go back to human form, that's what our main equipment is going to be all about. But yes, we still have to become Midna's, I guess, like, type of slave out here, I guess. Because I guess we have to get ourselves ordered around by Midna. Alright, so here we go. Let's head all the way down over into this way here, and this is where we're going to be finally getting ourselves introduced to how these shadow beings are now going to basically multiply now. And what we can actually go and do is that if you hit one of them, that one said shadow being will be knocked out. But if you decide to hit another one and do it by the same exact type of way, just hitting it solo wise, the third actual shadow being, or maybe a fourth one, is going to probably awake again, and then actually bring those two other shadow beings back to life, which that's going to be really annoying. Now, technically, you could go and try to hit all three all at the same time, but unfortunately, that's not going to really happen there. Because we do need to have a specialty type of move where we can hold down on the B button and then go after all three of these guys all at the same time, but we still don't have that yet. So it's not until Midna's going to start actually telling us exactly what we can go and do within this. Okay, so now what we're going to go and do is take care of that. There we go. Just hold down that B button, and then you get that weird little purpley type of pinkish effect where you can just be able to hit all three of those guys all at once. And now we got ourselves a little bit of a teleporter now. So now let's just keep on heading straight down over to this way. And this is where we're going to be able to meet up with Farron's vessel here. So can't really go and do anything about with him at this point in time for now, but we will get the Vessel of Light, which there's going to be all these random bugs that we're going to have to go and find. I believe there's like a total of like, I have to see how much there is. I want to say that there's at least around like roughly 10, I think. And I think there's like always all 10 type of Vessel of Lights there, so we'll have to count. I have to see. So yeah, so now this is where all the bugs are going to be located at. So if you want to know exactly where we're actually located with right now. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So let's see, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that is 10 vessels or 10 tiers of light of bugs that we have to go and find. But normally these bugs are only meant by actually using your little sense meter that's here. So that's all that we can really go and do at this point in time. But these guys are really not all that too hard. If you are ever stuck on trying to find all these bugs, not to worry. The map is already there to like guide you for like all the different bug placements that are there, and that will actually happen for a majority of the other different Vessel of Light that we go run on into with all these other different Twilight. Well, the other different gods that we go and meet up with here. So we got another one, so that's, well, at least now with 3. And now we can go and head over back here into this particular spot. And this is where that oil lamp guy is over here with. So we're going to have to go and help him out. And I believe we have to actually go and talk to him during this type of part to actually bring out the bugs here to begin with. And just like that, we got 2 extra bugs here. And now we could actually go and use the holding of the down of the B button as well too, because that could also work with these guys as well. But unfortunately, just gonna do the regular attacking instead. So very nice. So that's another one added. So how much is that? That's at least 5. So we just have to go and pick up another 5 of these other guys left. So now we're all the way back over here at this part. Now if you guys remember, this area didn't really have a lot of poison to begin with, and now we're gonna have to go back and do that again here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, could that be 11? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think that is 11. 11 of them. So I was wrong. So there's 11 different tiers of light of these bugs here, it looks like. So unfortunately, this is not going to be a spot where we can go and use the L button for Midna. So we'll have to go and find another spot instead. So what we're going to have to go and do here is line up like this. So just be careful that we don't get hit by the poison. Normally we went and saw this type of poison before, I think during our way of when the monkey was helping us, trying to guide ourselves throughout here. But yeah, so if you did miss out on your way of actually picking up with the heart piece at the very beginning of the game, you might probably have to wait a little bit longer, I think, within our time for now. That's why normally I always like getting that heart piece like at the very beginning. Just to get our very first of many heart pieces like right out of the way, just so that we don't ever have to really worry about having to come back to this area a little bit later on. Because right now everything is like all covered in all of this poison gas area, and I believe all of this will disappear later, but there we go. And just have to time this out properly. A lot of time jumps out here with the Twilight Princess. And I know that there's going to be a point where I am going to, like, ultra fail out here within this. But now we got another 2 of these bugs, and this is how we're going to be able to go and do the digging portion of it. And all you have to do is just dig them up, and then you can go out right into attack mode on these guys. And just like that, already went and taken care of those guys, and got ourselves with an extra 2 more. So we're going to have to go and try to pick up with the last bit of these other bugs. Yeah, now I think we're right around just almost close to like where those bugs are going to be. But we have another one of these Shadow Bee battles here. Now, we could hit one of them, but there's but now we just have to wait for the other guy to show up. Here we go. There we go. And just like that, all of these guys are down. And now, don't ever have to go really worry about having them to get reawoken. So that's pretty nice. And there's another teleporter for us to go and use. But hold off onto a second there, because we got ourselves that bridge. And I believe that is going to help us, I think, unlock the Bridge of Eldin that we do need, I think. But we're going to have to worry about that a little bit later. Right now, we can't really go and do anything about it, but just remember that for next time, because we're going to have to go work on a bridge that we're going to have to fix at some point. Okay, so, got ourselves with the monkey all saved up here. I don't know if that's like the actual bridge that will help us out, or is that like another bridge later? But there we go. I think we got all of the different vessel lights, so we already went ahead and taken care of that. You know what? I think that's another bridge, because I don't think that is the Bridge of Zelda, because the Bridge of Zelda is a little bit more, like, I guess, more stronger and more durable type of way, so I think that's another type of bridge instead. And now we just need to go and, wait and see until we go and meet up with this other god here. And here is Farron. Now, I don't really know exactly too entirely certain on what the animal for Farron is. I think it's like somewhat of like a lemur, I guess, or maybe like a... Or maybe a squirrel? I always keep on thinking that it could be a squirrel, but I'm not really... Or it could be a chinchilla. I don't know. So now, what's going to happen here is that since we just went and rescued out within Farron, we'll be able to now get to have our tunic that is finally going to be here. And there it is. We never really got the tunic yet, but we now have it within our grasp. But now we are the chosen one, and we're gonna have to go and try to rescue the world here. Alright, and I think with that being said in mind, we are almost about to be getting into the end of this episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. In the next one, we will be heading off into the Forest Temple and hopefully trying to get ourselves with the Gale Boomerang to be able to use that later on for when we start reaching off into the actual Hyrule Field later. So that should be pretty awesome. And yeah, and I think that's going to be about it. So see you guys for the next one, and of course, peace.